đại biểu, các thầy cô giáo của các em học sinh yêu quý. Chúng ta đã biết tiếng Anh đóng một vai trò cực kỳ quan trọng trong cuộc sống, đặc biệt kể từ khi Việt Nam chúng ta trở thành thành viên thứ 150 của Tổ chức Thương mại Thế giới WTO. Điều đó có nghĩa là chúng ta đặc biệt là thế hệ trẻ cần có kỹ năng tốt và phương tiện hữu hiệu để giao tiếp với bạn bè quốc tế, đó là tiếng Anh, một ngôn ngữ phổ biến toàn cầu để đảm bảo thành công trong công tác phát triển và hòa nhập. Chính vì vậy, để các em có cơ hội rèn luyện kỹ năng nghe, nói, đồng thời củng cố kiến thức tiếng Anh đã học, hôm nay chúng ta có mặt ở đây để tổ chức buổi giao lưu OTM. Đến với buổi giao lưu hôm nay, tôi xin trân trọng giới thiệu cô Nguyễn Thị Tieng Anh, hiệu phó trường trung học cơ sở Lương Cần. Để chúng ta được ngày hôm nay. Cô Nguyễn Thị Thúy Nga, bí thư chi bộ, hiệu trưởng trường trung học cơ sở THANH. Và thành phần không thể thiếu đó là ban giám khảo. Xin trân trọng giới thiệu cô Trần Thị Minh Huế, trưởng ban giám khảo, thầy Đỗ Kiều Hưng, thành viên, cô Phạm Thị Thu Hiền, thành viên, cô Nguyễn Thị Hằng, thành viên, và thư ký là cô giáo Nguyễn Thị Hà. Cùng toàn thể các thầy cô giáo tiếng Anh và các em tham dự thi ODA của 5 trường trung học cơ sở. Bây giờ tôi thông qua luật chơi. Các thí sinh sẽ trải qua 3 phần thi. Phần 1, phát hỏi, là phần đầu cuộc. Phần này thí sinh sẽ nhìn tranh và đoán chủ đề. Các em sẽ điền chủ đề mà các em đoán được vào trong đề thi. Các chủ đề sẽ có 5 gợi ý và mỗi gợi ý sẽ có 10 giây cho các em. Phần 2 là phần nghe hiểu. Các thí sinh sẽ nghe đoạn hội thoại và làm theo yêu cầu. Phần 3, phần speaking. Các thí sinh sẽ bốc thăm thứ tự và chủ đề nói. Các thí sinh có 10 phút để chuẩn bị, sau đó sẽ trình bày luôn 2 phần, đó là giới thiệu về bản thân và phần topic. Sau khi thí sinh hoàn thành xong phần thi của mình thì ban giám khảo sẽ đặt câu hỏi phụ liên quan đến chủ đề mà các em vừa trình bày. Các em có hỏi là có vấn đề gì cần thắc mắc không ạ? Rồi, vậy bây giờ chúng ta bắt đầu với phần 1.
Nhìn tranh đoán từ.
Vâng. Bảo.
Đỗ Kiều Hưng.
Now open your question.
Are you ready? Yes, no. How long is it? Now let's start.
Paper and look at part 1. For each question, there are 3 pictures and a short recording. Choose the correct picture and put a tick in the box below it. Before we start, here is an example. Where did the man leave his camera? Oh no, I haven't got my camera. But you used it just now to take a photograph of the fountain. Oh, I remember. I put it down on the steps while I put my coat on. Well, let's drive back quickly. It might still be there. The first picture is correct, so there is a tick in box A. Look at the 3 pictures for question 1 now. Now we are ready to start. Listen carefully. You will hear each recording twice. 1. Which sport will the woman learn on holiday?
So, if you're interested in water sports, this hotel has 2 pools, diving boards and its own private beach. You can learn to water ski there, and guests can windsurf too. Although the hotel advises beginners to take a few lessons before going out on their own.
Good. I'm quite a strong swimmer and I have always wanted to try windsurfing, so that would suit me fine. I tried water skiing once, but I didn't like it.
Well, I'm sure you'll enjoy your stay there then.
Good.
Now listen again.
So, if you're interested in water sports, this hotel has 2 pools, diving boards and its own private beach. You can learn to water ski there, and guests can windsurf too. Although the hotel advises beginners to take a few lessons before going out on their own.
Good. I'm quite a strong swimmer and I have always wanted to try windsurfing, so that would suit me fine. I tried water skiing once, but I didn't like it.
Well, I'm sure you'll enjoy your stay there then.
Good.
Two. What does the girl's pen friend look like now?
Look at these photos of my pen friend and her family. I took them during the trip.
So, is she the one with long hair?
Oh, that's her sister. This is her, next to me. She looks a lot like her sister though, doesn't she? And they used to have hair the same length, but hers has always been curly. It's a shame she had it cut though. I think it looked better when it was long.
Now listen again.
Look at these photos of my pen friend and her family. I took them during the trip.
So, is she the one with long hair?
Oh, that's her sister. This is her, next to me. She looks a lot like her sister though, doesn't she? And they used to have hair the same length, but hers has always been curly. It's a shame she had it cut though. I think it looked better when it was long.
Three. Which animals did the children see?
Well, the zoo was a bit disappointing. The children enjoyed feeding the horses and watching the monkeys and the birds, but they hoped to see lions and tigers, and there weren't any. Someone told us they don't have them there because the security isn't good enough, but I don't know if that's true.
Now listen again.
Well, the zoo was a bit disappointing. The children enjoyed feeding the horses and watching the monkeys and the birds, but they hoped to see lions and tigers, and there weren't any. Someone told us they don't have them there because the security isn't good enough, but I don't know if that's true.
Four. Which TV program is on first?
And welcome to our Tuesday evening programs. At 9 o'clock we'll have the first of our new programs on sport. And today you can see live the final of the International Tennis Cup. But before that we have singer Jane Shelley in concert. She will perform songs from her new CD. This will be followed by today's news from around the world.
Now listen again.
And welcome to our Tuesday evening programs. At 9 o'clock we'll have the first of our new programs on sport. And today you can see live the final of the International Tennis Cup. But before that we have singer Jane Shelley in concert. She will perform songs from her new CD. This will be followed by today's news from around the world.
Five. What does the boy decide to buy for his grandmother?
My mum says I've got to buy my granny a present, because she always gets me one when she goes on holiday. I thought I'd get her a black t-shirt.
Don't be silly. Old ladies don't wear t-shirts. Why not get her some of the local perfume? It smells of roses. Or one of those little wooden boxes. They're great for keeping earrings and stuff in.
That's a good idea. She does a lot of travelling, so she can use it to put her jewellery in.
Now listen again.
My mum says I've got to buy my granny a present, because she always gets me one when she goes on holiday. I thought I'd get her a black t-shirt.
Don't be silly. Old ladies don't wear t-shirts. Why not get her some of the local perfume? It smells of roses. Or one of those little wooden boxes. They're great for keeping earrings and stuff in.
That's a good idea. She does a lot of travelling, so she can use it to put her jewellery in.
Now turn to part 2. You will hear a man called Frank talking on the radio about looking for ships that sank at sea long ago. For each question, put a tick in the correct box. You now have 45 seconds to look at the questions for part 2. Now we're ready to start. Listen carefully. You will hear the recording twice.
Frank, tell us about some of the ships you've discovered.
Well, there's nothing quite like finding your first old ship. It was 300 years old. It was just lying at the bottom of the sea, so it wasn't difficult to find. Most are covered in sand and rocks, but this one wasn't. I'm actually a teacher, not a full-time diver. I dive in my free time, but I often get to them before the professional divers because I have good, up-to-date equipment. Another thing that helps is talking to fishermen who tell me about their local area. I've even written a book about some of their experiences. At the moment, I'm looking for the gold from a ship called the Seabird. It was an enormous, well-built ship, and it was coming from Australia on a winter night in 1859. Everything was going fine until the ship reached the English coast, when it crashed into some rocks in a very strong wind and sank to the bottom of the sea. It was carrying gold from Australia, and most of it is still at the bottom of the sea. My wedding ring is actually made from gold, which I found on an 18th century sailing ship.
friend of mine, another diver, has already found £88,000 worth of gold from different ships. He's now decided to give up his job and become a full-time diver. My house is full of things like coins, bottles and old guns. My wife is always complaining about the number of objects around the house. She says I should open an antiques shop. But I love all these old things. Anyway, in the end, I gave some things from my collection to museums because I didn't want to sell them. But my wife still wasn't very pleased, I'm afraid. As diving is a dangerous hobby, it's not a good idea to try to teach yourself. I'd advise anyone interested to do what I did. There are some excellent diving clubs, like the one I joined, which run courses for beginners. It's best to do one of these before you go on a diving holiday.
Now listen again.
Frank, tell us about some of the ships you've discovered.
Well, there's nothing quite like finding your first old ship. It was 300 years old. It was just lying at the bottom of the sea, so it wasn't difficult to find. Most are covered in sand and rocks, but this one wasn't. I'm actually a teacher, not a full-time diver. I dive in my free time, but I often get to them before the professional divers because I have good, up-to-date equipment. Another thing that helps is talking to fishermen who tell me about their local area. I've even written a book about some of their experiences. At the moment, I'm looking for the gold from a ship called the Seabird. It was an enormous, well-built ship, and it was coming from Australia on a winter night in 1859. Everything was going fine until the ship reached the English coast, when it crashed into some rocks in a very strong wind and sank to the bottom of the sea. It was carrying gold from Australia, and most of it is still at the bottom of the sea. My wedding ring is actually made from gold, which I found on an 18th century sailing ship. A friend of mine
Over the lesson, my friends are very hardworking and friendly. My favorite subject at school is English, and my hobby is reading books. When I read book, I like a lot because it has very interesting in the book. It can help me language that all about myself. Now let's come back to my topic. I think it's necessary for students to wear uniform at school because of some reason. Wearing uniform encourages students feel proud of their school. It's very practical and it helps students feel equal. Firstly, when students wear uniform at school, they are very proud of their school because they are wearing uniform which label bearing their school name. For example, I will wear uniform when I go to school and I feel more proud of my school. So I try my best to study and train better. Secondly, wearing uniform is very practical. We don't have to think what to wear every morning before going to school. We don't waste time to prepare before going to school. We will have more time to prepare the lesson. Finally, being at school with beautiful uniforms, every student feel equal though they are rich or poor. In my class, some students come from very rich family, but some come from very poor family. But they are get on well, and they are friendly to
To sum up, students should wear uniform at school. Because they will feel proud of their school. They will feel equal when they are at school with their friends.
Excuse me, I have a question for you. You say that in the school, the teachers are very friendly and hardworking. You can tell me who you love best in the school? Who is your favorite teacher at the school?
She her name is Tieng.
Okay, thank you. The topic is wear uniform. Which day a week? Which day a week do you wear uniform at school?
I wear uniform on Monday and Friday.
And Friday. Okay. What do you usually do with the students who don't wear uniform at school? What do you usually do with the students who don't wear uniform at school?
Some students say that wearing uniform is very boring because they can choose the type they want. What do you think about this?
I think it's not true because wearing uniform make a student feel proud of their school.
If in the school then some students do not allow this, the rules of wearing uniform, so what should you say to them?
I will take them some advantage of wearing uniform.
Okay.
Hello everyone, my name is Tieng. I'm 20 years old. I'm in grade 9B earlier from secondary school. I live with my family, my father, my mother, my younger brother, and me. My father is a driver. His job is dangerous, but he drives carefully. My mother is an accountant. She very loves her job. And my brother, he is the same at school with me, but he grade 8B at Tieng secondary school, and we often play football together at either free time and as well as we go to school together. My village is 9 kilometers from Holy City. It's very beautiful and peaceful. The people are very friendly, and it not only has beautiful view, but also it has two really Tieng Anh and my temple. As you know, being a student, I'm very proud to talk about my school. It's not big, but it's very nice and clean. I have studied many subjects by many good teachers. The students are very friendly and helpful. And my hobby is playing football because it helped me to be fit, healthy. But now get back to my topic. It's as you know, being a student, I have studied many kind of subjects by many good teachers at school. But the one I like best is English because it is a secondary international language in the world, and that's the reason why I like to study in it. First, English is spoken all over the world. If I study English well, I can go anywhere or anytime I need and speak with foreigner easily. Secondly, many books are written in English. If when we learn English well, we can open our knowledge and know what happening around the world. The last but not least, I have studied English for 5 years, so I find it very useful and interesting. So we should improve our English, such as improve skill like reading, speaking, writing, and we can read many books, do many exercise. In conclusion, I think we should study English because if we study English well, we can get a good job in the future, and we study English, we can make the world better and better.
What difficulties have you got when you learn English? What difficulties have you got when you learn English?
I think the listening.
So how do you do to improve your listening skill?
I can listening the tape and speaking with friends or see the film in English.
What about reading skill? What do you do?
We can read many books or read the short story in English.
What equipment do you often use to learn English?
I use my computer.
How many hours a day do you use your computer in learning English?
I use it for 50 minutes.
Okay.
50 minutes a day.
Good afternoon, teacher and our friend. Nice to meet you. Today I would like to talk about myself. My name is Tieng. I study at Tieng Anh Secondary School. I was born and grew up in small village, but it is very beautiful. The people here are very kind and friendly. And you know, I love my village very much because my family is there. My family has 4 people. My dad, my mom, my brother, and me. My parents are the farmer and they work on the farm. My brother is a worker and
bạn cũng còn khiếm khuyết thì mình cũng lại khắc phục. Đấy. Nếu như mình rơi vào cái đó thì mình phải khắc phục, và các thầy cô làm nhiệm vụ huấn luyện cũng phải giúp cho các em bình tĩnh, tự tin. Thì tránh cái việc mà là đi giao lưu như vậy lại sợ, lại hồi hộp, lại cuối cùng lại cũng nhiều khi lần trước đây có trường quên hết không nói được. Đấy. Thậm chí là có người có em là sợ quá thì kêu ốm đi nữa. Đấy, cái đó mình phải tránh nha. Cái đó mình phải tránh ngay, bởi vì tôi nói với các em như này, ở đây hôm nay là ở cái cụm như thế này là cũng có rất là đông người đấy, cũng đông, khá là đông. Đấy, có đông nhất trong các cái cụm. Đấy, có 4 cụm. Đấy. thống nhất trong 4 cụm. Thì các em cũng là mạnh dạn rồi nhỉ. Đấy. Thì cái vòng thi huyện thì khoảng cũng cái sân khấu, nhưng sân khấu nó cao hơn thế này. Đấy. Thì nó có khoảng rơi vào khoảng gần 100 đại biểu. Đấy, kể cả học sinh, kể cả các thầy cô. Nên là các em phải rèn về cái thần kinh thép, và phải thần kinh thép để mình tự tin giành chiến thắng nhá. Thì về cuộc thi giao lưu của các em hôm nay, thầy có số ý kiến như vậy. Xin chúc sức khỏe các thầy cô giáo, chúc các em sẽ tiếp tục hoàn thành tốt cái nhiệm vụ học 2016. Thì xin trân trọng cảm ơn.
Thay mặt cho nhóm Tieng Anh cụm 4 xin cảm ơn ông về những góp ý hết sức quý báu. Chúng tôi xin tiếp thu và hứa sẽ vận dụng những kinh nghiệm mà ông đã chia sẻ để giúp các em thành công trong cuộc thi OTA cấp huyện. Chúc ông sức khỏe dồi dào, quan tâm chỉ đạo sát sao hơn, thúc đẩy quá trình dạy và học tiếng Anh ở nhẹ nhàng để có những bước đột phá mới. Sau đây xin mời cô Nguyễn Thị Hà, thư ký, lên thông báo kết quả của buổi giao lưu.
Thưa ông Tieng Thành, là chuyên viên phòng giáo dục, kính thưa các vị lãnh đạo của trường Trung học cơ sở Thanh Hà và Trung học cơ sở Liên Cần, kính thưa các thầy cô giáo dạy tiếng Anh trong cụm Liên Thuận và các em học sinh thân mến. Sau đây tôi xin được tổng hợp kết quả các phần thi mà các em vừa trải qua. Tôi xin phép được đọc tổng điểm luôn và số thứ tự của các em luôn nha. Thứ nhất là em Hoàng Thu Trang, phần 1 2 điểm, phần 2 được 4 điểm, phần 3 là 33,0 điểm, tổng điểm 39,0. Em Phạm Đức Việt, trường Trung học cơ sở Liêm Phong, phần 1 2 điểm, phần 2 8 điểm, phần 3 là 38,0, tổng là 48,0. Trần Thị Phương Loan, phần 1 0 điểm, phần 2 6 điểm, phần 3 25,5, tổng 31,5. Bạn em Phan Trang Nhung, trường Thanh Hà, phần 1 4 điểm, phần 2 4 điểm, phần 3 34,0, tổng 42,2. Lương Thị Thục Hiền, trường Thanh Bình, phần 1 6 điểm, phần 2 8 điểm, phần 3 39,0, tổng 53,0. Và xếp số tự như sau. Xếp số 1 là em Lương Thị Thục Hiền, trường Trung học cơ sở Thanh Bình, 53/100 điểm. Xếp thứ hai là em Phạm Đức Việt, Trung học cơ sở Liêm Phong, 48/100 điểm. Xếp thứ ba là em Phan Trang Nhung, Trung học cơ sở Thanh Hà, 42/100 điểm. Xếp thứ tư là em Hoàng Thu Trang, trường Trung học cơ sở Liên Cần, 39/100 điểm. Xếp thứ năm là em Trần Thị Phương Loan, Trung học cơ sở Liên Thuận, 31,5/100 điểm. Cuối cùng chúc mình tôi xin chúc các thầy cô giáo cùng các em học sinh có một sức khỏe tốt và luôn vươn tới những cái đỉnh cao mới. Tôi xin hết.
Sau một thời gian làm việc hết sức nghiêm túc, cuộc giao lưu đã diễn ra thành công. Để có kết quả tốt hơn trong cuộc thi OTA cấp huyện, tôi mong rằng các em sẽ chuẩn bị tốt hơn nữa để đạt được kết quả tốt nhất. Chúc các em thành công trong các kỳ thi sắp tới. Trước khi kết thúc buổi giao lưu, tôi xin chúc các quý vị đại biểu, các thầy cô giáo sức khỏe, dồi dào một năm dạy học thành công và luôn được các em học sinh cũng như các bậc phụ huynh tin yêu. Tôi xin tuyên bố kết thúc buổi giao lưu tại đây.
thầy cô nào về
Anh này ơi, cái này anh luôn là gì?
cái biên bản đấy cô tô trong đưa mỗi người cái để ví dụ như là sợ về thì sinh hoạt chuyên môn mình có đấy.
Cả tôi em gửi bán tất cả một viên này luôn ấy, tất cả có cái gì em Hưng ơi, giờ Phút ơi, sự bên nhau mọi người, cái hộp như thế có ra một cái gì nó sẽ làm cái đất, tất đấy.
Ui, ui, ui,
Cái loa nó cầm. Từ từ ra đây.
Đây là trách ông Hưng với thì ông Vũ.
Sao?
Tại sao lại không mới bảo đã gửi về cho ông gửi?
Ông chưa gửi cho tôi trường, ông chưa gửi cho tôi trường đấy, chưa cho đề. Ông chưa gửi đấy. Anh Vũ, hôm nay về gửi cho em cái của Thanh Hà mấy của ấy đi.
Của ấy đâu? Tôi đâu? Cái loa nó cầm.
Gửi ra lấy cái có bản em lắm như đấy.
Không bị gửi cho tôi để gửi. Ok, chủ.
Dần
Cay rồi.
trường này nó chỉ thích hát thôi chứ không thích đâu.
Ôi nhưng mà nó giỏi hát nhỉ. Nó hát